Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clark's Main Event. Dropkick now.
Hey, what's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark back here with you yet again on another Friday. Happy Friday to you, kids, one and all. Glad you're with us. So glad you tuned in. We appreciate you very much. We've had a good week here at Boink Studios. Lots of exciting stuff happening. We announced a brand new podcast today. More on that in just a little bit. But we got a lot to get here today, folks. We are going to review AEW All Out. That should be fun, right? Did you guys watch the show? Did you enjoy it? You better have, because it was awesome. Lots of great stuff on there, and lots of people nitpicking stuff after the fact. You would think after all this time, I would be used to people nitpicking stuff for the sake of nitpicking. But guess what? It still kind of gets under my skin just a little bit. I try to let it roll off my back. I make an effort. It is not easy. Well, know why? Because people are goofy and silly and weird, and I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Before we go any farther, let's get some stuff up here on the screen so you guys know we're real, and you know this is actually a live hoo-ha thing happening right now, so everybody knows that we're actually here doing our deal. And there you go, kids. There's an overlay for you right there. How cute is that? Huh? Well, I'm telling you, man. Again, we try to be professional here, baby. It's who we are. It's what we are. Today is episode number 393. We are 7 weeks away. Can you believe that? We are 7 episodes away from episode number 400. I'm pumped. It's been a long journey. And when I tell people I've been podcasting for a lot of years, but then I tell them the main event's only up to 400, it's like, that's all you got? No one's really saying that. But look, man, I'm excited. We've got a few folks tuning in already. Let's say a few quick hellos, then we'll get started. Ray All Day's here. Kids, please go check out the series teaser for Ray Sports and Slams. It's now up on Boink Studios on YouTube. The link is in the chat. We'd appreciate it. Don't miss the series premiere happening live right here on the Facebook and on Boink Studios YouTube coming Monday, October 6th at 6 p.m. You don't want to miss that. It'll be a fun time for everybody. I promise you. Robbie's here. Good to see you, my friend. Fernando is here. What's going on? CRP, Kris Patton is here. Everybody, please welcome Kris to the chat. He is, of course, going to be the host of the Patton Report, and that's coming on Thursday, October 9th. October's going to be a big month for Boink Studios, baby. What can I tell you? Maybe the biggest month that we've ever had. Well, kids, before we go any farther, I do have a co-host on tap today. He's in the bullpen. He's been warming up for a few minutes, biding his time, waiting his turn. There's a sports reference for you, Ray. I hope you appreciated that. You know him from Hallmark of Greatness. You know him from Dammit Vacant, but you also know him from Bear Mode, a podcast review of the Bear. Everyone, please welcome back to the show the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Joe Higgens.
Hello.
What's up, man? How are you?
The legend is a grandiose term, isn't it?
Well, you know.
More of an urban scallywag. Yes.
An urban scallywag. I like that quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, that's what if we go by. Yeah. You saying then about like the nitpickingness of it? I'm like, God, just let people like what they like.
Just let people like what they like.
I don't, and every time AEW have a pay-per-view, it's like clockwork now.
It
you
is.
can be like, all right, something the week before something will happen to try and discredit it, and then after the event there'll be all this nonsense, and you can set your watch by it.
You can, and you know what, Joe? It doesn't matter how much money, how big the checks are these guys cash from the network or anybody else or from sponsors. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. People are still going to roast this company alive, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, but again, as I've said before, why would you watch something that you don't enjoy?
That's it. That's why I stopped watching WWE.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch Friends.
See, you're always coming after Friends, man. Come on now.
I just don't think it's funny. But my wife loves it, so I have to sit through it. But I'll oftentimes just leave the room because it just makes me angry.
Yeah, it's hard for me to watch shows I don't like, even if someone else likes it. Like I'll give it the old college try, but it's difficult, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's difficult. Well, Joe,
the WWE counter programming. If you're counter programming something, you've got to put a product out there, haven't you? You can't just throw any old gubbins into it and hope that that'll stick, because the world isn't what it once was, pal.
You're 100% right. And
There's a new
also,
sheriff in town.
yes. And also, I dropped in our group chat this past week that Sports Illustrated link about WrestlePalooza where the writer gave it a C-.
Yep.
So, interesting
An
story.
ESPN writer.
Yes. That writer is a friend of Phil Lindsay. Shout out Phil Lindsay. And feels like, I forget the writer's name, so apologies. But feels like, man, he said he's a good guy. He's smart. He said he knows what he's doing. He's professional. He's a good writer. He's like, he just gave his honest review. He said, I don't think he threw anybody under the bus. He was just being honest. But I told Phil, I said,
as a journalist, yeah.
Yes, you have to be unbiased, right?
Well, yes.
You should be, anyway.
You're supposed to be, yes.
Yeah. I told Phil, I said, we had a good laugh out of it, but not at the writer's expense, just because it was hilarious to see their first pay-per-view on that network. And ESPN's like C-.
Buyer's remorse, yes.
I love it. I love it. Not because I wish them ill, but just because they're constantly thumbing their nose at fans and at other companies, and I don't get that.
No, it's you have to put. It's not. You're not the only game in town. I keep referencing towns. You're not the town anymore. You've got to put an effort in. You've got to up your game because other people are doing that, and it's again. I didn't watch WrestlePalooza. I wouldn't watch WrestlePalooza, but
it's not for me.
But from what I heard, it was one all right match, and the rest of it was hot garbage.
Yeah, I heard that too. I
mean, again, it's not funny because Jimmy Uso got a concussion, whatever. But
sure,
he did it to himself, and I'm like, that's quite funny. Obviously, I don't wish ill on people, but it was in that EMF free match, and he somehow managed to get brain damage in it.
Holy Lord.
I don't know.
And everybody,
we're not here to talk about that garbage anyway.
No, and I'm gonna get us off track again. Everybody getting upset and talk about setting your clock, setting your calendar by it, setting your watch by it. Every year, since I'm a kid, since I'm this big, that PWI 500 comes out, and everybody loses their minds.
Yep.
Like,
it's subjective.
It's subjective. This is a kayfabe magazine, everybody. What are we talking about?
I did read the what's the what they were marking it on, and I'm like, it still doesn't add up if you do that, but whatever, it's fine. RPD from England got 497, so I made up for him.
Nice.
Yeah, just behind Serial Man.
I wouldn't even release my methodology behind the list. I wouldn't even tell you why I did it.
Doesn't matter. It's subjective.
Doesn't matter.
It could be who's got the nicest hair. It does not matter.
No,
Wouldn't
not
be
at
Cody
all.
Anyway. Do you reckon he's going to grow it really big and tall when he's Guile in Street Fighter? I hope so.
Chris Patton said, I don't do buttons anymore, Joe, but I do continue to do this button.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, I had to throw that in there. All right, let's play the song everybody came to hear. No more greatest hits. Let's play the song everybody came to hear. Kids, today we're going to review AEW All Out. And can't wait to talk about this. Joe, before we get cranking on the review, what'd you think overall on this show?
2 thumbs up. Excellent show. There wasn't really a bit of it. Normally in an AEW pay-per-view, there's 1 or 2 matches that you kind of go, this was solid, wall to wall. Even the buy-in was like, yeah. I mean, the Tornado Tailgate Brawl was just silly nonsense, which I expected more of it. I think I built that up in my head. That's a me problem, not anyone else. But no, all the rest of it was great. We got returns. We got it was what a pay-per-view was supposed to be. It made me happy. And it made me go, oh, yeah, I'd forgotten. And we got Eddie back.
That's right.
What's not to love?
Well, and I'm not necessarily going to go in order of how the card went, but I do want to talk right out the gate about Kris Statlander. I mean, we always, as smart fans, Joe, we try to be intelligent about this stuff. It's not always easy. But I think we all kind of left the door open for Stat to maybe win this thing because there's been whispers about. But man, did this catch you off guard when it happened?
It did indeed. When I did my predictions for this, I was like, I don't want Tony to lose it in a random scramble. It feels like her run has been so prolific and so good. It needs to be like a changing of the guard, like a you've bested me one-on-one. But with this, I was like, no, that's great. I'm happy. I'm happy for Stat. The fact that Tony sold it as like, this is all my own undoing as well. Just sat there in stunned silence, like this wasn't the plan. I was like, it's great. And we got Stat, and Stat's a day oneer, and we love her, and she's been through a whole heap of nonsense. And now I don't think Tony's done with it, but it was a great match. Like it was a fun match. We got Thekla getting kicked in the bits. Like we got Jamie Hayter just doing big lady stuff. It was great.
I loved it. I seriously loved it. And it's a good call about there wasn't really a change in the guard kind of victory, because that absolutely is a statement that, hey guys, Tony's not done. She's not gone. It's not over. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't I'm handing this off. It was just, it's not that Stat got lucky. It's just that Tony had an off night, which any champion could say that at any time.
Yep. Yeah. And again, but she wanted it. She was like, right, bring your best. And yeah, they did. And we got Stat now, and then she's got all of this Death Riders thing going on. And it's good. It's made all that stuff I said ages ago about the Death Riders not being anything and making sense and going anywhere. It's made it go somewhere, and I'm not too proud to admit that. I jump to conclusions sometimes, but there was a long time when it was just floundering about, and they've pulled it out of the bag, and they've done something with it. It's quite good, and it's proved Moxley's point that everyone has upped their game.
I agree with that. So, by the way, fallout from that. When we saw her flanked by the Death Riders on Dynamite Wednesday, did you have in the back of your head, were you mentally going, let me see how this looks? Let me see. Because I was thinking, let's see.
They could do with a woman in there. Yeah.
But then, of course, by the way, that clothesline to Wheeler was awesome. But I have a bone to pick with Mr. Utah. Dude, he set right back up, Joe, after that clothesline. And didn't it just diminish it just a bit? I think
it's one of those. Yeah, you got to sell it, son.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Unless it's the sitting up shock and then back down thing.
Right.
He just kind of popped back up, and I was like, "Come on, Wheeler." Like,
that wasn't
there again. He is resilient to being beaten up because it happens constantly. So,
but it kind of, and maybe I'm reading too much into it. In my head, it kind of said, "A woman clothesline me, I'm fine." I know that's not what they meant.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I do. I get your point, but I just think it was just a bit. I think you may have been reading too much into that, but maybe not. Maybe Utah's going to be the undoing of it all. Johnny Utah.
Maybe Johnny Utah should be. First of all, he should change his name. Second, I suddenly. Yeah, I suddenly want to see him in the Andy Kaufman outfit wrestling women. Oh my God, now I want to see it. How great would that be?
Yes. Yeah, and then he has to chase Mox down and shoot his gun into the air. Yes.
It'd be great. Chris Patton says, my only problem with that title switch was that it was like they did it just to have Death Rider's title as part of that storyline. Other than that, congrats to Statlander. Yeah, I can see your point.
Yeah. I mean, Stat was due a turn. Tony needed to drop it at some point, and who better to drop it to?
Yeah.
If giving it back to Jamie, it would have just been like, right, we're back where we were a year and a half ago.
Right.
Stat's never had it. Stat's the first and only TBS and women's champion. That's good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's also talk about the, because again, I'm going to bounce around, the tables and tax match. Mark Briscoe and MJF. I'm so glad Mark got the W here, man. What'd you think?
Yeah. I was like, oh, and they're faffing about at the start with it, and I'm like, it's going to be one of them. And then Briscoe just tips out 4 buckets of tax. It's like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, MJF's got white on. We're getting a lot of blood in this. And there was some grotty stuff. I mean, tax in the mouth, it's kind of old hat, but those tacks in the back of his head, like, and he was just walking about with them. And I know Briscoe's like an absolute lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, tomorrow you're going to be feeling that, man. But yeah, it's well deserved. I think it's that thing of this is the start of the decline of MJF until he either learns to humble himself or whatever it is they're doing with it, putting him back with Adam Cole, because I'm still not over the brochachos. Just because it ended terribly. But yeah, no, it was a great fun match. And it was the whole show was really well peaked and troughed of here's some extreme violence, and then here's like an actual technical wrestling match, and here's Darby setting a man on fire. Like it was because your brain wanders, or mine does anyway, during pay-per-views because it's long and you. But no, I was 100% focused all the way through this, and
Nice.
yeah, it was. I'm like I said, I'm happy Briscoe got the win because he's had a time of it, hasn't he?
Yes. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, man. If he had lost this, I would have been like, I don't know what we're doing anymore. I don't get this. But I felt the same way after FTR beat the Outrunners like 9 times in a row or some such nonsense. I'm like, you can't let them have one win, you know. I don't know, but you know, Mark definitely earned this. I will say this about the camera crew in AEW continues to be wonky and crooked all the time. Not crooked as in illegal, but crooked as in why didn't you missed that shot? You know.
Yeah, there was a couple of moments where I was like,
yes,
is this Edge's return at the Royal Rumble? Why are we missing key moments of this match?
Right. Well, and also for this match specifically, Joe, they zoomed in on the tacks, and I'm like, probably shouldn't have done that because a lot of them were gimmicked. They were just the tops of the tacks.
Just the flat tacks, yeah.
And that's fine because we don't want to die tonight in this match. But like, maybe don't zoom in with the camera quite so much.
Have one bucket full of actual ones and zoom in on that one.
You can mix them in. Yeah, yeah.
And then have the other. Yeah, I no. Yeah, but also I wasn't really focusing on that because I wanted to see a man bleed.
Sure.
You know,
well, there you go.
Also, I'm smart enough to know that they're not going to be 100% tax because that would be suicidal, wouldn't it?
I just like to, and I know I'm sure this is not happening, but I just like to in my head fantasize about every town they go to when they do a match like this, that the local Office Max or Staples is going, you need how many tacks? You know what I mean?
You want us to cut the pins off most of them?
Hold on, what now? I love when I pantomime my phone. It's the old school ear and mouthpiece.
Yeah. No one's just going through a Bluetooth headset.
No one's going to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, but it was just good brawly fun, and there was some gnarly bumps in it, and yeah, it was exactly what you needed at that point to G people back up. Bit of bloodlust does the soul good.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the way MJF's making it sound is that he is now gone. That he said, "I'm not coming back until I can blah 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 whatever." So I guess he's gone. So now we've lost Will Ospreay, we lost Strickland, MJF's off TV again. Copeland. Oh, my wife took a thing, and now I got to leave. And I'm like, dude, you just got back. So now he's gone. Like, their top guys, man, are just disappearing. That's crazy.
Yeah, but did you not see the interview with Tony Schiavone where some guy was like, this guy's gone, this guy's gone, this guy's gone? And he's like, yeah, but we've got this, and this.
That's
like,
fair, yeah.
We've still got other people. Jack Perry's back. He's going to do some murdering. Like, Eddie's back. Kenny's knocking about.
Which is good.
There's it's what you call building a company on more than one person's back.
100%. Yeah, dude. At any given time through the years with the other company, if Roman had got the flu at any given time or a broken arm, that's it. Because you know, no one else was on top and no one was even close because he was all of their storylines. You know, that's always been an issue.
Yeah, we've still got Hangman doing Hangman stuff as well. Like we've got Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher's insanely good for a 12-year-old boy. Like it's wild. There's so much talent there that they don't. If someone gets injured or someone has to take, I'm assuming MJF's having his honeymoon because I think that
that makes sense.
They can go away, and when they come back, it's so much better because they're coming back, and it's like a little. It's not like Eddie coming back after a year and a half, but it's still. Oh yeah, they exist.
It's that old pro wrestling trope, right? Of how can I miss you if you never go away?
Exactly. Chris Jericho looking at you. Yeah.
That's the only guy I was thinking of when I said that too. That's funny.
The other day I was thinking, I wonder what Chris Jericho's up to right now. Because he's not been on TV for a while.
I didn't dislike him when during this last run.
It was just too much. It was constant every week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to see you on my TV every week.
And see, I don't want to get too long-winded on Chris, but like the thing that always struck me is that he has said so much smart stuff through the years. And really his IQ for the business is insanely high. But the whole time he was giving side interviews during that run about the learning tree, he was convinced it was over and that it was working. And I'm like, am I just, did I not evolve with this? Am I missing something? Right?
No, you're not. It just wasn't. It was one of the worst things he's ever done.
Yeah, I think so too. Sugar Shane, what's up, brother? AEW needs to put Shelton Benjamin in the world title picture. I've heard more than one person say that.
Yeah, I could mess with that.
Him and Hangman would have a
feed families. Yeah,
dude. Yes, that would be fun. Fernando says Jericho should be in the creative room. Interesting.
Isn't Jericho's position sort of up in the air? I think his contract's up soon, and I don't know whether he's angling for one last run in the Fed or what. I don't know. I mean,
that's a good point.
Why not?
He's
been and done it all. Why not? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, what's left? Yeah. Fernando's already mentioned Darby. Let's bounce to Darby and Mox real quick. What'd you think about this? I mean, we knew it was going to be nuts, and it was nuts. What's your thoughts?
It'll be a long time before I want to see a boy thrown onto a coffin from inside a ring. I mean, Darby suffers so beautifully. Like, he is just a crash test dummy. He is a Stretch Armstrong. Like, I don't know how he does it, because apparently in his interviews he just says, I just have Epsom salt baths and like there's no medication, there's no like any of that. I'm like, one day this is all going to come crashing down on you.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it was just, again, Darby stabbing Mox's head with the fork. I'm loving fork, like that, strategically hiding cutlery around the ring now, like like vaudeville scamps. It's great. And yeah, the ending was a bit weird. Pac's back and he's dry as a bone, and I don't like that.
He's ineffective as Pac now. It's over.
Pac in human clothes is perverse.
It's not working.
No.
A dry Pac is an ineffective Pac.
Yeah, you've got to water your Pacs, people. Otherwise they will die.
Yes.
But yeah, Pac's back. And it was a good back and forth match, but I had the feeling Darby was going to lose, but then the bit afterwards where there was a moment where the camera sort of followed Darby after Moxley was in the body bag, and then they cut back and Mox wasn't moving. And I was like, have they just quickly stuffed a dummy in that? But no, he was just lying very still for fear of what was going to come. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of fire. I love a man on fire.
Well, there you go. You got your wish.
Any film with a bloke on fire, stuntman on fire, top 10 in my eyes.
I love how John just sent everybody away before it happened. We're good. I'm good. Go on. I got this.
Yeah.
Not so much.
But it's. I mean, I'm assuming Darby's coming to I don't know, right? Because I thought this was probably part of when Mox had the championship. This was to take it off him, but it's still a compelling storyline because of all the people that try to take the Death Riders down, they all failed, and Darby on his own, the mad little man that he is kind of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the no fear, no retreat, no surrender sort of thing.
Yeah. And, I don't really have any concerns over these two guys continuing to feud, but I will say this. It reminds me of Undertaker and Foley, and they went back to that feud several times, and it worked every time. This will work every time. Yeah. But my concern is that I kind of want every time they feud to have a point, because if not, they could just do this for 6 months with no end in sight, and no one gains any ground. You know what I mean?
I think from what I understand of it it's Darby trying to destroy the Death Riders by cutting the head off the snake. If I take down the top guy, the rest of it will fall.
Hail Hydra.
And Mox going, I want everyone to be as violent as possible, because that was the mantra, wasn't it? So he's getting what he wanted at his own best. When Kris flipped him off, she's the big dumb smile on his face, because he's getting what he wanted. Everyone's up their game, and everyone's way more aggressive.
Yeah. He, like you said, he got what he wanted. So we mentioned Hangman, I think, somewhere here, and Kyle Fletcher. Great match. My only, and I don't have a beef with anything that happened at this actual event, But Dynamite, Fletcher comes out and cuts this weird promo where he's all happy and smug and cocky. I'm like, are you not going to say anything about? And they just moved on. Like, it maybe just a moment of him looking at the camera saying, Paige, I haven't forgot about you. My time's going to come again. And then he goes to the title match with the TNT belt. I don't know, something.
Myself personally, I assumed it was because I didn't win, it didn't happen. So I don't have to dwell on it. It's the kind of not positive thinking, but not dwelling on the losses. And it's the fact that he is portrayed as such a sort of egomaniac, believing his own hype now.
Yeah.
That if I didn't win, it doesn't matter. There's no point dwelling on it, which is a mistake because you don't learn anything if you don't do that.
Sure.
But it was a weird bit, but I assumed it was just a character choice of I am young, I'm arrogant. You only just got the better of me.
Yeah. I think Kyle will be champ one day too. Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. The kid's got like talent running through him. And it's such a shame that the other lad from Aussie Open is so, injury prone.
Yeah, Mark
Davis.
I hate
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't work when single tag team wrestler becomes a singles wrestler. It just doesn't work because
work.
Fletcher's took that ball and ran with it, and yeah, it's. Hangman's. Of all the people I think Hangman's probably one of the best people to work with because you can just imagine. What do you want to do? Yeah, okay. It's
yeah.
Every match he's had over the past 5 pay-per-views have been 5 stars, like in the Meltzer, if you believe in that, which again, it's subjective. He's not the authority on wrestling reviews. It's just his personal opinion.
Right.
But it happens to kind of align with what I think about a lot of it. Not all of it. But yeah. And Hangman, it's great. I mean, I want Hangman to have a long run of it, but also, Swerve's back at some point and they've got unfinished business. Ospreay's back at some point and they've got unfinished, but there's people waiting in the wings to come after that belt, not just Fletcher.
For sure, yeah. And like you said earlier, Joe, they got variety, they got options, they got choices to do things, which I really like. I mean, like you said, Fletcher's time will come, kids. I firmly believe that he will be there. He'll be there at some point on the back of the world title scene and for real.
Yeah,
which will be good. By the way, what do you think about? I'm hitting all the big boys first, and then we'll kind of filter our way through, I guess. We mentioned Kingston. Kingston's back. I've read mixed reviews on this, and folks, even negative opinions, that's subjective as well as positive. I've read people say, "Oh, I love this match." Thing I didn't like, but like I've read mixed reviews on this from people not necessarily hating, but it's like, man, Kingston has rust. I don't know if him and Bill matched up. I kind of thought him and Bill would match up a little bit better.
It was fine. It wasn't the best match ever, but Eddie's back. I was so happy to see him come out, to see him get was it me or did the crowd seem really quiet?
Yeah, and supposedly, we always try to give the crowds benefit of the doubt, Joe, right? Because sometimes the crowds,
the way it's mic'd up, yeah.
That's it. However, there have been, and take this with a grain of salt, folks, unless you were there and tell us what you think. But
yes,
there have been reports come out this week that people in the audience was like, yeah, we were pretty quiet for whatever reason. So I don't know.
Dare you? Sir Edward of Kingston comes back.
Canada
people say Canadians are polite. They're not. They're just passive aggressive.
Yeah. It's weird.
But no, Eddie came back and he got his ovation. And there was that little, I got a little choked up because he's my boy. I love Eddie. He's
great.
He's a true one. The match wasn't great.
No.
But I didn't think it was going to be. Eddie's not a tremendously gifted technical wrestler or anything. Like, he does exploders, chops, and backfists people. That's like it. And what a moveset.
Yeah, right?
like that's all you need.
Jay's here hanging out, kids.
It's Roald Dahl's pig. It's always Roald Dahl's pig.
You got later on. You got to tell me what the origin of that is because I have no idea.
It was a throwaway bit from something. Yeah.
Jay White, the Throne's hanger in the perfect world. I'd be here for that.
That would, yeah. I forgot Jay White. See, Jay White's off injured. When he comes back, you see, there's so many people just in the shadows lurking.
Yeah.
Like Hank Marvin. Yeah.
Fernando says Heyman and Fletcher is totally matched. I'll agree with that too. It was a great match.
There's been so many Kyle Fletcher matches that could be match of the year.
It's true.
It's wild that a child can get away with that kind of stuff. It's insane.
And by the way, putting Hook with Kingston was absolutely a good call. I love that pairing, actually.
Yes, I want to see it as like a dad and lad type situation. Kingston trying to impart his wisdom on him, and Hook just not caring because he's eating crisps if he's still doing that thing. But no, the match wasn't great. Big Bill is a solid wrestler.
He is.
Like, he's never going to set the world on fire, but he's a safe pair of hands. And yeah, Eddie, he might be a bit rusty, but it's Eddie. Come on.
Yeah.
I'd watch the man read a phone book.
Do they still make those?
Yeah, we get one. It's just
Over
local
there?
businesses now. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
I
local.
getcha.
It's only Yathan now. Yeah, it's not a lot.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, who slab sizes in it?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you just go on Google. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Man, Fernando's coming out hot. Talking about this match was trash. They were quiet because the match was trash.
They were quiet all the way through. I thought, like even when Kingston came out, I was like, this
should have been a little bit.
They should have fractured off Alaska and left it drifting off into the ocean. It should have been that powerful.
Right. I mean, timing is everything, Joe. If he'd come back in New York or New Jersey or Philly, that would have been much different.
Which is why I thought it was a strange choice. And to announce it.
I know, right? To tell everybody. Well,
if Eddie had just shown up and knocked 7 bells out of Big Bill, it would have been tremendous. But the fact he went, yeah, all right, I'll meet you there. I was like, well, no, I don't want that.
That's not how we do stuff. What are you kidding me? Let's
well,
talk.
It was to drive up sales, and I'm like,
well, because you're trying to, you're trying to get buys up. I get it. It's an old time honored thing, but still,
yeah.
Like, let's talk about the AEW World Tag Team Championship 4-way ladder match. I read criticism about this as well. Like, can no one be happy with anything anymore?
There were a couple of goofy bits in it, but
yeah,
it's 8 incredibly talented men doing horrible things with ladders. Stuff is going to go. It is live. It's there's no second takes.
It's true.
Like Speedball getting his leg caught in that thing. I was like, he clocked. Was it Hechicero on the head as he came down? Anyway, but then he got his leg caught. And I'm like, yeah, he's just moonsaulted onto a ladder. Like stuff's going wherever it's going. I have no control over it.
Yeah,
it was a great ladders match.
I think so too. Yeah, like I said, man,
the people involved in it. It was I don't know how you're going to get any better than that.
Great teams. I really enjoyed the match, and we have a new set of tag team titles coming. I don't think it surprised anyone for the ladies. Nope. It's about time, Joe. Honestly,
my only concern is don't trios it. Like, don't introduce something that I've wanted for a long time and then do nout with it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a women's tag thing, it has to be defended. There has to be stories that go around it. You can't just stick it on 2 people and then have them just squash people for ages, like, because that's boring. And there's so many women there who deserve better.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see because we're tournament in it, aren't we?
Do you have an early pick? 1 or 2 of the women who maybe should win the belts?
I don't know because I'm not sure what the teams are yet. Like, I'm not sure like who out of like Triangle of Badness is, unless they freebird it. Like, what Thecla's busy doing. Julia, I would have assumed.
Yeah.
Thecla's doing other stuff. But there's countless possibilities. I'd very much like sort of. I don't know actually.
That'd be interesting to see. I
kind of want Willow and Harley.
That'd be an interesting pairing.
Because that seems like it's going that way. And Willow's lovely and Harley's insane. And I think that's a good combination of people.
honestly, you know they're going to put Stat and Mercedes in this, but I don't know that they should.
They've got their own stuff going on. There's plenty
Exactly.
of other women who need this more than them.
Mercedes has already
my
tweeted about it.
My theory, that's another belt for the collection, isn't it? My theory is it's probably going to be Megasis, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be, which is fine.
Sure.
I mean, I quite like Megan Bain in AEW. I didn't like her in GCW because she didn't really do anything. But here, they paired her up nice. It works as a big lass, tiny lass. Yeah. But there's stories there. The stories tell. There's is this a way to bring Britt Baker back? Does anyone care anymore?
No, not really.
No,
You know what I mean?
But if they put her with someone, it can protect her a bit. And I don't know whether she's still a draw.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I heard a tidbit of her talking to somebody in an interview somewhere, talking about she's been ready for a long time. She doesn't know what's going on. I'm thinking, brother, I don't know.
Again, it's not her fault. It was the women's locker rooms moved on.
There's some stuff that's her fault, but
no, I mean, like with her being ready, like
yeah,
she's not on that level anymore.
No.
Like the women that are there now are infinitely better than they were at the start of AEW.
That's true.
Not to disparage anyone, because I couldn't do it, but you want the best you can get, and they have. Like
Fernando mentioned the return of the Jurassic Express at the end of the tag team match, which I thought was pretty cool.
The fact that Jack Perry had a knife on his belt, I thought, is he gonna stab the Bucks?
Right?
Because he was waving a knife around in BTE. Like I was like, oh, I don't think we can do that. I think that's too far.
I'm good with the reunion. I think it's, and by the way, when the crowd tells you yes, then you go with it. The crowd loved it.
Yeah.
However, for me, can't speak for anybody else, kids. For me, it wasn't effective because we've seen Killswitch on TV. No, I didn't care.
Again, they could have kept the secret and had this debut.
Yes.
Because it would have been, because I genuinely didn't know if Luchasaurus was ever coming back because he was so, nearly died, didn't he? And thankfully that didn't happen.
Sure.
And I'm so happy that he's fit and well enough to compete again because, I love a tall, agile man, me. But the fact that they debuted him for a knout bit with Christian, when they could have just done this, and it would have been infinitely better. He
was on TV how many times? Half dozen. They could have just not put him on TV and saved him for this, right?
Yeah,
like
it would have been so much better. All right, if you're gonna announce Eddie, hold Luchasaurus back then.
Yes, a buddy of mine came over. We watched it live. And we're sitting there watching it. And by the way, that spot with Perry and, out there, and I'm like, this is awesome. Jack is Jack looks good on camera. And I'm not saying this because right. I'm not saying this because his dad was an actor, but I feel like Jack has it. I feel like if Jack wanted to go, and as far as
he's got it now, he had to go to Japan and put that goat head on.
Yeah.
And pay your due diligence and all that jazz. But
yeah,
he's figured out what it is that he's got, and he's throwing it around by the bucketful now.
Right.
And I'm 100% there for it.
Same. Well, we're watching this live.
With the cheeky crow reference he did this week as well.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
We're watching this live, and when Luchasaurus set up, I looked at my friend. I'm like, eh. And he's like, yeah. Like it was a cool spot, but it didn't have the, the oomph that it could have.
Because the whole bit of him digging it up and stuff, I was like, well, that could be anyone.
Yes.
Because technically, we didn't know Luchasaurus was nearly dead. Like in kayfabe, like
sure.
So it was just one of those bits. It was like it was a missed opportunity. And as soon as the screen went dark, I was like, well, he's bringing out Luchasaurus, and we're getting Jurassic Express back.
Yeah,
which I'm fine with because
for sure.
Again, tall and small. It's the perfect tag team.
Reminds me of a lot of different. God, who am I thinking of? Moon Boy. Was it Moon Boy and Dinosaur or something like that? It was a Marvel. I forget who it was.
No idea. No.
Long time ago. What's up, Josh? Good to see you, my friend. Happy weekend to you. Let's see, kids. Let's move on to Kazuchika Okada, Takeshita, and Mascara Dorada. for the AEW Unified Championship. Everybody was waiting for Takeshita and Okada to come face to face. They did a great job of milking that, Joe. But I think
they did.
I think Dorada stole this match, dude.
I was kind of like, he's just there to eat a pin. And he went, I tell you what, son, I'm going to flip around this ring like a madman. This was brilliant. Because I was like that. I was like, it's going to be a card against Takeshita. And like, the other guy's just going to come in and out of it. Nah, this was absolutely, this is what a trios match is supposed to be. It's not just two guys and then swapping the third person in and out. This was just three lads knocking bells out of each other. And it's, again, I don't want to say it's match of the year potential because there's been way better stuff. But Okada, when he has to try, is unbeatable. Like, it's when he just has to go past like 8% of actual being bothered, you get absolute gold out of him. Takeshita is tremendous. Takeshita's up there as wrestler of the year. Like,
yeah, for sure.
He's phenomenal. And it was just the right balance of absolute like lucha nonsense, lads knocking lumps out of each other. It was great.
Takeshi's one of a kind, man. Like, much in the same way I think Okada's one of a kind. Like, he's just Takeshi's on another level. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is with it is that Takeshi's going to get the IWGP and come back and go, oh, I've got your belt.
I still don't know how I feel about that. I'm not saying it because I am anti-DDT. It's not that. It's just, I don't know, man. It's almost like Okada. I don't know. I wonder on what level is the rivalry thing still alive for Okada. Okada's professional. I don't think Okada's kind of guy to go in business for himself, but like that rivalry between, well, New Japan didn't consider a rivalry. They looked down on DDT. No. Right? Yeah. But like, I wonder how much that's still in the back of Okada's head, or have they let that go? I don't know, man. I'm curious. I'd like to know the answer to that. I don't know. Fernando says the Nick Wayne injury forced Tony to use Kill Switch early. Fernando, I'll say this to that. If you know you're going to do the Jack Perry thing later, you weren't forced to use Kill Switch at all. You could have just done something else. You could have just pivoted.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Just do something else. Like,
just throw Kip Sabian at him. He's not doing much.
Yeah, Kip Sabian, and Kip Sabian goes and recruits two big, strong guys to help him, and then they just dissolve it. You know what I mean? Like a quick fix kind of
only
thing.
For a month, weren't it? And
yes.
I was excited when Killswitch came out. Like when he with the Nick Wayne foot thing, but it would have just been so much better. It would have made him taking the Killswitch belt off and becoming Luchasaurus again. It just would have made it perfect. Like,
I agree.
It was still great, but it could have just been 11.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. What do you, by the way, real quick, summarize for me, in your opinion, how is Okada right now? Ring work, gimmick, Don Callis family. What's your quick soapbox on that?
Again, when he's in a match where he has to actually try, he's tremendous. A lot of the time, it just feels like he's coasting, though. Like, the character thing is fine, just like the Don Callis family appears to have 8,000 people in it now.
Yes.
I just joined. Moonies. Yeah. I think everyone has to sign up for something like military service, like mandatory Don Callis family. But I think that I thought at the end of this was like Takeshita was going to be like, well, you know what? I don't screw you guys. I'm leaving the Don Callis family, and it didn't happen. And I don't know. Okada, again, I love Okada because, but yeah, same. Phoning it in at times, but when he has to try, when he's in a match that he deems worthy of his time, he's great.
And
Why did he leave the Bucks? Like, what happened there? He just was with the Bucks, and then he wasn't one week.
I think the Bucks just, I'm not sure what happened there. They looked like they were getting back together, and then they just separated them. I don't know. It's one of those weird...
it feels like the Don Callis family is just a dumping ground for people who don't really know what to do with at the moment.
But the guys they're dumping on Don are great.
Oh, yeah. But
you know what I mean?
But, Josh Alexander's tremendous, but Petrosero's great, but what are they doing with them?
Yeah.
Put them in a heel stable, it's something.
Yeah, it's true. Mercedes Moné defeated Riho. Again, I've read and heard stuff about this, and I'm like, I don't know. Before I say anything, what's your take on this?
This was great. Again, I've been very negative about Mercedes in the past. When she first debuted in AEW, I was like, it's fine. But, you know, I don't think she's heard me and gone, oh, well, I must impress this fat white man. But
that Joe Higgens, maybe he's on to something.
Yes. But no, she's great. She got that. I think it took a while for. I think it's when people come in from other companies, it takes them a while to find their feet in AEW. Like the Miro thing. You know, there's kind of, some types of people it doesn't work with, and some people it does. And Mercedes stuck it out, and I again, not the best match in the world ever, but it was fun. I enjoyed myself. It was nice to see Rio back.
Yeah.
And she put a shift in.
Is she gonna split again? Do we know?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'd like her to hang about.
Yeah, me too.
Put her and Yuka Sakazaki in a tag team, please.
Yeah, she's all right. I'm just not.
I'm
not a huge fan. I think she does good work. I'm not crazy about the character or the music. I'm not crazy about any of that. I don't think her presentation. I don't know. I don't know if it helps her. What's her Emi Sakura?
Like the hardest dance level on Dance Revolution. How dare you?
I guess.
No, it's. I'll put it with Emi Sakura. Yeah, like there's.
I mean, there. Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not. Tom doesn't like Joshi girls. I didn't say that. Everybody, calm down. I don't know. I just some of it. You know, we've said these words before, Joe, in other instances, but like sometimes stuff's just not made for you.
Yeah.
And so like some workers, I'm like, yep, I don't get it, but they're over. Who am I to judge?
They're doing good work. People like them. Again, that's the great thing about AEW is that if you don't like this, something will be along in a minute that you will do.
Right. Yeah.
It's what a wrestling show should be. It should have a bit of everything on there. It should have technical stuff and high flying stuff and hard hitting stuff and funny stuff and violent stuff. Like that's what a good show should be. It should cater for everyone, not just like one company, just the same match over and over again.
It's a variety. Pro wrestling at its best is a variety show.
It's vaudeville. It's and if you don't like, I mean, a friend of mine loves wrestling, just doesn't like women's wrestling, and he's like, I was just like, well, why? And she's like, I've never seen a women's match that's made me go, that was really good. And I was like, okay, watch these.
Right. Jeez.
Yeah. It's fine.
I mean, if you said that before, maybe I could buy that, but yeah.
You can't generalize everything because you've never seen something good of it. But like you said, there's certain people on AEW's roster that I don't really care about FTR. Like, and they're great. They're just not for me.
Yeah.
I don't get. Yeah, they're great, solid wrestlers. They're great at what they do. It just doesn't land for me.
FTR is freaking great, and this is not against them. I feel like, to me, AEW's kind of hit a wall with them. I think that they're like, it's either tag team contendership or they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, speaking of them, let's talk about it. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. We got the grand opening, grand closing of Beth Phoenix here. Beth Copeland. I mean, in and out. First of all, she looks fantastic.
I was very happy because I was like, oh, Beth's here. It never occurred to me that, of course she's going to show up at some point.
What do you think about the match? Or in terms of your level of being a fan, were Edge and Christian together in WWE, was that a thing for you, or did you come along after that? Yeah.
No, I was Edge and Christian when they first came in, when they were like with the Brood, and that was I think when they split up, that was about when I stopped watching. But no, it made me happy that Edge and Christian were back. Well, Cope and Christian were back together, and like the intro bit of them walking around and Bubbles being there, and like it was fun and it was dumb and it was what it needed because the buy-in wasn't on YouTube like it normally is. It was on some other thing, and I'm like, whether that's going to hurt or harm your buy-ins, I don't know. So I can see why they put this on first because I'm like, oh, it's Edge Christian, and it was good. It was a good. It was a good, proper tag team nonsense match. There were a lot of hot tags, a lot of being pulled off the apron, some nice tag team maneuvers, using each other's finishers. The little John Cena bit was a bit weird, but whatever. Like, it's fine.
Crowd loved it.
All the way around, probably not so much. But yeah. And it was exactly what it needed to open it up. Because it was a good, like I said, FTR are great.
They are
wrestlers. I just don't care for them. But they wrestle so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Cope and Christian, again, the fact they were stopping for the, he's our A word and stuff like that. It's they've found what they needed to do with Cope now, I think. And it was always going to be with Christian. But the fact they've got that kind of love-hate relationship thing with them, so that it's a good bit. And then obviously, as my friend pointed out when we were watching it, just because you're handcuffed to the ring doesn't mean you have to stay in the corner. You can go up and down. Like,
right.
You've got some movement.
Yeah. Good call. I mean, and now he's off TV again, like we said before. I don't know if I understand what we're doing here. Is there something coming up that he can't be there? Was this pre-planned?
Does feel very stop-start.
Big time.
What's Christian going to do now? He's so, everyone's left him. It's just him on his own. And the one person he thought he could trust isn't there.
Yeah. Christian's great. But like you said, now it's going to be rudderless maybe. I don't know what's going to happen here. Speaking of tag teams, let's talk about the trios match. Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona, now known as The Demand, defeated.
Not a big fan of that.
I'm not a big fan of that either.
No.
The Hurt Syndicate, Lashley, Shelton, and MVP by pinfall. Trios match. I'm not a big fan of the name. Toa Leona is in the best shape of his life, I'll bet you. And Bishop Khan is a genetic freak of nature. Isn't he? Jesus, he looks so good.
But this is one of those trios I'm like, oh, this is awoken something deep in me. Two giant lads and a wee lad.
Yeah.
This is everything I like, plus an extra giant lad in there. Amazing work. Well done. You got my notes.
Right. They were listening.
And again, I don't know whether this is a show that Hurt Syndicate some humility or whether all the stuff about them, choosing not to drop the belts and all that stuff is true. I don't think it is. I think it's just you've got to show, you've got to be dominant. And I get this really. I mean, Ricochet getting thrown about will always make me laugh. The little screams as he's taking huge back body drops and stuff.
It's fun.
It's just so good, and he's WWE had him for years and did nothing with him.
Nothing. Yeah.
And I'm like, it's Prince Puma.
Right. And I'm not the first guy to make this point, and I probably won't be the last. But when he got to NXT and then WWE, you're like, this is holy cow. But when he got to AEW, you're like, yeah, but a lot of dudes can do similar stuff. So like the only way he's gonna either he gets lost in the shuffle or he turns heel and just becomes a cornball. And it worked.
Yep. He's so good at being a goof. Yeah.
He is. I love it, actually.
And it's, but the match itself was great. Like, it was good to see MVP out absolutely, snapping necks. And it was probably one of my favorite Hurt Syndicate matches.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a good match. Yeah.
It was good. Again, it's the thing of, four giant lads, MVP and Ricochet. I mean, MVP's massive as well, but compared to Bobby Lashley,
it's
everyone
true.
looks small.
God.
And
Lashley hasn't lost. Age has not affected him. I swear to God. The year 2000, what was it? 2008 or whatever it was when he first got to versus now, the dude hasn't changed a bit.
Nope. Vampire. I swear. Or he's got Pharrell syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, Pharrell. What skincare products is Pharrell using? You got to dial me in, man. Jeez.
The blood of virgins, yes.
The blood of virgins. Yeah.
Allegedly.
No,
don't sue me.
right. It's the Illuminati.
But no, and again, I was kind of like, if we're going to get Hurt Syndicate, winning and losing in jeopardy,
yeah,
that's what I want. I don't like people just smashing through people because it's boring.
Yeah, I agree.
Wrestling is based on, well, they could win this, and if the past 9 matches have all been absolute victories, then I don't care.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of my FTR problem, was that they were just dominant for so long, and I was like,
There's no drama in that. There's no.
Yes.
When the Road Warriors, and I will call them the Road Warriors / the Legion of Doom. I didn't grow up knowing them. Here's the Legion of Doom. That's what WWE called them so they could trademark it.
Yes.
But the Road Warriors, when they first come in, I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that again. You could argue that other people have come close. Impact, you could say Angle, you could say other people, but the Road Warriors were just for their time. If you didn't see it live, trust me when I tell you, it was mesmerizing. We'd never seen anything like it.
Forces of nature.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Forces of nature. But you could argue that they didn't really become really interesting until they started working the Horsemen, because the Horsemen, you had to sell for Rick, you had to sell for Arn and Tully, and they worked matches that made it believable that they could put Hawk on the mat and work his leg, and you wouldn't go, Hawk's too big for that. No, the way they worked, it was like, Hawk's in trouble. Oh my God, are they going to lose tonight? And you just really invested yourself in it.
Yeah. There has to be jeopardy.
Yes.
Wrestling is a soap opera where every problem is solved with violence.
Yeah.
And if you watched a soap opera that was the same episode every day, every week, you wouldn't watch it because it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
You have to interject jeopardy. And that was my problem with the Hurt Syndicate.
Chris Patton says, can't argue
It
that.
was,
It's just
yeah.
fun watching the squash nerds.
Yes. No, I get it.
Oh, quick story. This is a good one. So years ago when I worked in the grocery business, one of the truck drivers we had was a job guy in the old NWA. And he told us a story about the first night he got on the 605 show, and on WTBS at the time. He said that he got there and they're looking at the board, because you write matches on a board, and usually we would underline who's going over. So he saw his name with some other guys, a tag team versus the Road Warriors. And he said, man, it was my first match on TV. And I'm like, well, how'd it go? He said, well, you knew the Road Warriors. How do you think it went? I'm like, yeah. And he said that Hawk pinned him, and after he took the Doomsday device, Hawk presses on his chest and says, welcome to the NWA, punk. Which part was in character and part was just messing with him.
Yeah,
but
that's a cool story, though, isn't it?
I know, right? Oh, my God. I'm like, did you make any of that up? He's like, no, I swear to God, it's how it happened.
I'd be dining out on that in bars for years.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'd never have to pay for food again. You know what I mean? Be like, buy this, man. Oh, my God.
Apparently, also taking the Doomsday device off them was a thing. Like, if they were in bad moods, you were eating a lot of pain that day.
Well, it wasn't just Hawk hitting you; it was Animal throwing you back. Like,
yeah.
Whew, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that to me would have been the scariest bit. Was getting
I've heard stories of people going, yeah, if they were in a bad mood or you just weren't working well, yeah, they would deliberately try and hurt you.
Man alive. Kids,
simpler time.
Right. Kids, we've gone an hour. Before we go any farther, we talked about the Patton report. I want to put this up for whoever's here, and you can hear it after and watch it after the fact. Kids, check this out.
Step right up, folks. You've heard of vacuums. You've heard of small fans. But nothing compares to the Patton report. That's right. It's better than a vacuum and better than a small fan. Why, you ask? Because it both sucks and blows. Don't just take my word for it. See for yourself. Coming to you loud and clear on the airwaves, it's the Patton Report.
I quite like that.
Oh, I was enjoying that.
It's good, right?
Reminded me of my granddad's funeral.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. You know,
Also, you might want to hide that font from the Nintendo lawyers.
oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. So, moving on. Kids, October 9th, Thursday, October 9th at 6 p.m., the Patent Report will not be live. It's a pre-recorded podcast, but it will be available on Boink Studios YouTube. The link is in the chat, kids. And if for some reason you missed it, we're going to drop it there again just to be sure. And there she is. Go hit that link. None of our content as of today is behind a paywall. You never know what could happen in the future. The channel is growing, just so you know. More new shows coming in. We've got one more new show that's going to be announced tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So be sure you're following Boink Studios on Facebook as well as my account and on YouTube, and you will see the next podcast that will be announced tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So there you go, kids.
And it's not Whose Pig Is This?
It's not Whose Pig Is This? Man, you guys, when you start in the chat, I'm sitting there going, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I sometimes think you guys are like AFC Richmond before they all liked who Ted was, because you're constantly talking to each other, and I'm like Ted going, I just don't know what's going on.
It was a bit from, I can't remember where it was from, but yeah. No. It's not that. There's a lot of British things in there that I'm like, Tom has no idea what we're talking about.
Some of it I'll get, but some of it I'm like, yeah. And then sometimes I can process elimination. I can figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, other times, I'm not putting that up on there, Chris, but I feel you. All right, kids. By the way, we covered the entire card. We've done everything except the pre-show. We went backwards, folks, backwards. Let's talk about the pre-show. We talked about that 8-woman tornado tailgate. Anything to add to that, Joe? Did we?
I think it's because in my head I built it up as it's going to be this big, and it was just a series of dumb, goofy bits, wasn't it? Like, yeah. And I was fine with that, to be honest. I like the fact that Harley Cameron started dressing like a cat for some reason.
Right.
You got Mina Sharakawa just doing Mina stuff. Like, yeah, it was good, dumb fun. I was just disappointed because I was expecting a war, and I got comedy pratfalls.
Yeah, there's moments, and I think the Cope and Christian stuff in the hallway was a WWE inspired moment, and I think Cope is bringing that vibe to this company, and they kind of already had some of it anyway, but like, I can't say I'm always here for that. Like, I'm here for having fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a stick in the mud, but when it gets to feel too much like a certain other company, I'm like, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice little nod, and the fact that like Cope was so excited and Christian just doesn't really want to be there about it all.
Right?
It fits in the what they're doing with it, and I don't know. I'm assuming that was the hockey man they were talking about. I don't know. But yeah,
that was him.
But yeah, the tornado tailgate thing, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was dumb. Sometimes you just need that.
Sometimes you just need dumb fun. Let's see. Hologram and Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defeated the Frat House. I got to tell you, man, and you know how I always say things like, this is not personal. If any wrestlers heard me, they'd be like, dude, it kind of sounds personal. I do not like this Frat House gimmick. No. And I don't dislike the crew at all. And I think, buddy, if you told me this is what we're paying you for, make it work, I'd be like, I'll give you the best version of a 35-year-old frat guy I can possibly come up with. Like, I'll do it. And buddy, they deserve an A for effort, but I'm not feeling this gimmick at all.
It's not landing for me. What was it in NXT? Chase U?
Yes.
Was a very similar thing. And and this just seems like a poor imitation of that, which wasn't great anyway. But again, Cole Carter, Griff Garrison, Preston Vance, tremendous wrestlers.
They are.
This just for me isn't a thing. But I
agree.
I know, Chris. I read the comment. I just wasn't allowed to read it out.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, the Pokemon thing being used for ice advertising. Well, you know, that's a whole other podcast. But yeah, I get you. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and hologram, and again, it's that hologram and the Paragon. Yeah, oddly worked really well.
You know what? Maybe this is just Kyle's character. We don't know these people, so maybe Kyle's a jerk. But it seems like every time Kyle's on camera, he's like, "Oh, what am I doing? Cool, let's go," and he just goes. Do you know what I mean? It never feels like he's. What would my character do? He's like, "Oh, screw it, listen, I'll do that. I don't care." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually.
It's I just I don't know the frat house thing. Just not for me.
Yeah, same.
And then I think was it later on? Was it after that match, or was it after the thingy where they announced that someone was coming back this week, and we got Orange back?
We got Orange, and they screwed up the surprise because they had the spotlight on the painting, and they turned it off, and they turned it back on because they flooded up on Dynamite. I'm like, you couldn't have got the. Did you not even try to run through the lighting of this? You know,
I've had a drink.
Right. By the way, not for nothing. The really quick to connective tissue here. The APA, one of the reasons they got over was because we need beer money. That's one of the best. It worked. It was over. It was funny. It was awesome. But when this frat house thing is happening and they're kind of joking about, they've been drinking since 8 o'clock this morning. I'm like, guys, it's 2025. Are we still talking about it's okay to have alcohol in the morning? I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a saint here or anything, Joe. I'm just.
No. And the thing is, if they were 18-year-old lads, then yeah, but they're not. They're fully grown men.
It's true. Yeah.
Like, and you don't time allowed to drink in the morning is Christmas Day. That's
well, there you go.
Yeah.
By the way, what do you think about this dark hologram stuff they're doing, man? What is going on with this?
Yeah, it's great.
You like it?
Yeah, it's what's he called? Isn't it?
It's like Sin Cara in WWE.
No, but the actual guy who's playing Dark Hologram.
Who is it? I don't even know.
Klon. It's what's he called? It's Arez.
Oh, interesting.
I like it. I like Hologram, but Hologram's always been stuck in that kind of we don't know what to do with him. He's over as hell.
He needs somebody to work.
And he needs someone to work. Why not have him fight a shadow version of himself like in Zelda?
Yeah, let's make another one of him. Yeah, that's so weird.
But Arez is great, and it would the chemistry between them two I think would be great. I just want to see just lads in masks flipping about the place. Yeah. But it's the same with a lot of their luchas. They bring in luchas and they like, we've got nothing to do with you. Multi-man matches? Yeah, go on. Throw a handful in there. It kind of feels like that with Jet Speed. We need a tag team. Throw Jet Speed in. Like,
yeah, and I wonder how long they're gonna. I guess it looks like those guys are together for the long run. It seems like.
Oh, they're over as heck.
They are.
And they work really well together.
They do, yeah.
Because Mike Bailey's flipping about kicking people, and Kevin Knight's defying gravity, like that song from that musical.
Man,
Cats.
Kevin Knight is awesome.
It was a couple of weeks back. I think it was him against Mox, and he did like a shotgun drop kick, and I swear to God, he hovered for like 3 seconds in the air. And I've watched it so many times, and I'm like, I don't know what he's done there.
Right.
Whether he's got some kind of anti-gravity pendant on or something. Because
I think that's it. That must be it. I'm gonna leave a match to the end. The Ops, Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs defeated the Workhorsemen. Shout out to JD Drake, and he and Henry are a really, really solid tag team.
Yeah.
It's okay that they didn't get a whole heck of a lot here, and that JD Drake's throwing chops, which I set calling commentary 20 feet from JD Drake calling his match where he's throwing chops, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, because it just rings through the building when he chops somebody. But it's okay, Joe. Because they got on a pre-show, and it's in Canada, and it's like, yeah, man, get your payday. That's awesome.
I get more of the Workhorsemen because they're great.
Yes, they are.
This match was kind of just someone's got to go out and do something.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 minutes, if that. But yeah, more Workhorsemen. Like, because I want them against the Outrunners in a best of 17.
Ooh, best of 17, you said? That's good.
Yeah, each one with a theme.
Right. My God.
Like a Miami Vice match or something. I don't know.
It should be like a wet t-shirt night, except the wet t-shirt are the guys. It's not any women. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to, check out these pics,
But yeah, it's, Samoa Joe and Hobbs. Like, Hobbs looks like he's eaten old Hobbs. Like, the man's huge.
God almighty. That's a great
Turn
line.
sideways to get on buses. It's
Yeah,
insane.
no kidding.
And Joe's Joe. Like, I love Joe. If he quit tomorrow, I'd be like, you've had a tremendous career. But he looks like he's there. He looks like he's still having fun. And it was a fun match. It just, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I say crazy because they match up well together, and it's like if they chose to elevate the Workhorsemen, this would be a good little feud. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know if they're going to go that route, but I enjoyed seeing those guys on the show, man. I thought it was really good. I saved this match for last because I didn't have doubts about Daniel Garcia's work as a heel at all. Man, I think this looks like a different guy, Joe. I thought he and Shibata had a great little match, and I am all for this heel turn. I think this is fantastic.
It's I was a bit kind of like, oh, but he's so lovely, Daniel, with his little dance, and he's kind of goofy. And then he turned heel, and it's a completely different thing entirely now. It almost feels like the entire way he wrestles has changed to instead of wrestling, it's just to hurt now. Like, it's the Krav Maga of wrestling.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah,
and God bless Shibata. Like, he took a pasting in this, it looked like. So horrible things.
Yeah. Shibata's tough, though, man. I'm trying to, that one spot they did where Shibata, like, shoved him down or something. I forget what the spot was. But I'm like, man, yeah, you're gonna earn your check against Shibata. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, the best guys in the business who make it look good, they're not out to hurt you, but they're also not out there to look like a chump either. So,
no,
like,
it's making it look convincing. It's making you forget that it's not real. Yes,
exactly.
But again, what a first match for Evil Danny is against Shibata, and I mean, he wins. He looks $1 million. Like, it's a perfect way to start his rise to the top of the Dark Empire. I don't know where I was going with that.
And is that one of the reasons why Mox had to win, you think?
Mox was always going to win. Darby's not like a brawler like Mox is, you know what I mean? Like, Mox is I can do this all day kind of guy, you know what I mean? Keep getting up, spitting teeth. Whereas Darby is, I'm going to throw my entire body at you, injuring myself in the process, but hopefully injuring you more. And I think that's why they work so well together. And I don't think Garcia's, I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to, at some point, kill Yuta like they did to Danielson. Like, there's only so much room. And
that's a good point.
The weak must be destroyed or whatever. Like, it's just my theory, because Yuta is the one that loses the most matches. He's the one that Danielson hated the most. Also, lovely shout out to Brian Danielson on commentary, just handing that plastic bag to Darby. Like, I didn't say I wasn't going to not do anything.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and take that. Like, just not even. He's trying to be subtle about it.
He's a good little gremlin, man. Danielson, and I love it.
Maria made the point of Mox is protected like MJF. He doesn't have to win all the time. I don't know if I totally agree with that, Maria, because I would say that Mox is your top guy. I mean, arguably, he's your top guy. Like, I don't know that he can lose all the time. I think he just recruited Danny. I think him losing to Darby would not have been a good look. I don't think that, you know what I mean?
That feud's got legs in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I do agree with her.
Like the Darby and Team Taz one that, like, ran for a long while and had some, that cinematic match, which is one of my favorite things in the world.
So good. Because
it's just the right level of stupid.
Maria's like, Yuta is there to take all the pins in the faction. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, by the way, it's never, do you realize of all the times we mention, I can't speak for you and your guys, of all the times I've ever mentioned Wheeler, I don't think I've ever said, and he never wins a match, because it doesn't matter.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Someone's got to lose.
Yeah, and it's okay that he loses, and I don't think anyone ever gets upset over that. Like,
No. I mean, he does win sometimes as well. That's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's okay that he doesn't, and it's fine. Do you know what I mean?
There has to be a weak link.
Yeah. And the crowd still hates him, and which means he's over, which means it's working, you know.
Yep.
Well, kids, there's your AEW All Out review. And we're only going to take a few minutes here because we're over the hour mark. But if anybody here has got anything to throw at us, go ahead and throw it. I'll remind everybody here so I don't have to do it when we wind the show up. Check out Ray's Sports and Slams coming your way Monday, October 6th at 6 p.m. You don't want to miss that. That will be a live podcast on the Facebook, on the YouTube. So be sure you're following us there. Ray will be broadcasting from his page, not from the Ray Sports and Slams Facebook pages, at least not right now. And we'll be broadcasting as well from the Boink Studios YouTube. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Ray says, Pete Rock and CL Smooth are Digital Underground, and Part 2, Big Daddy Kane or Biz Marquee. And if Adam Cole invites you to the grand opening of the Adam Cole shoe store, can we get a nice pair of dress or casual shoes? What kind do you get? And what color? And if you say you could give a friend a pair, would you please call me? Later, want to get dinner that included barbecue chicken, fries, apple pie, and a cold glass of water. Could I please join? Joe, are you a sneakerhead at all? Do you care about any of that?
No, I have 2 pairs of shoes. I have a pair of boots and a pair of deck shoes for pottering around the house. And I'm not a clothes person. As you can tell, I'm not a clothes person. I've literally worn the same pairs of black trousers. I bought 10 pairs of black trousers years ago, and I've just been wearing them. It saves time in the morning. I don't have to think about what I'm going to wear.
Sure.
Just put a t-shirt on and a hoodie on and some trousers, and that's me done for the day.
I've got one.
I
pair
have
of
suits
Jordans.
for weddings and things, but yeah.
Oh, do you? I don't even have a suit. Well, I've got 2 suits that don't fit me anymore. I've got several pairs of Chucks, and I've got 1 pair of Jordans, and then I've got a pair of pull-on shoes that are just because I'm lazy and don't want to lace up. And then I got a pair of shoes I work out in. So I've probably got more shoes than I haven't counted them in a while. But
no, it's never been a thing. Good pair of boots will do you.
Let's see. I'll go Pete Rock and CL Smooth, although I love Digital Underground. And are you into any of the 90s hip hop here? These guys, 80s, 90s hip hop?
Oh, music stopped at 97 for me.
Oh, there you go.
When the third wave of ska was on the decline, I was like, this is where I tap out. Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. I know Biz Markie because he's in an Aquabat song. But yeah.
Biz Markie was great, man.
Yeah. I also went to he's a Big Daddy Kane. I was like, Kane released music. God, I imagine that's terrible.
Not that Kane. Yeah.
Like the films he was in. Ooh.
Oh. Big Daddy Kane was he's a rap legend, man. He's a rap legend. A lot of guys took their cues from him. I was listening to I don't know how much you get into the blues, but I've never dove into Junior Kimbrough before. And I've always heard the name, and I listened to a lot of blues, but I heard it last night. I'm like, you know what? So I had it on at the gym today. God, man, Junior Kimbrough's first album is solid. It was back during a time when I forget the guy's name, but he decided to go and find these bluesmen that he'd always heard about, and he got them into recording studios and showcased them.
Yes.
When nobody cared. R.L. Burnside was one of them. Burnside's great.
I can't remember who the guy was, but yes, I've listened to a couple of those albums, and they're kind of scratchy and not, but that adds to it.
Yeah.
But, no, blues. Ooh, we should have a very long conversation at some point.
Oh man, I love the blues. I'm a blues guy. I love jazz too. It just depends on what the jazz is. But
jazz, I'm subjective on.
Really?
Yeah, I like some jazz. But also some of it, like freeform jazz. Just learn the song.
If you like Miles and Coltrane, if that's your speed, then I would say a guy named Joshua Redman. He is fantastic. He's kind of a throwback. He's very accomplished at this point. He had a quartet. I don't know if he still does. But Joshua Redman is great, man. He feels like an old school jazz artist when you hear him, honestly. Robbie says AEW is now in a position to shop around for where their content should be shown at. So to both of you, where do you think they would make a good fit as far as with cable or streaming?
I mean, here in the
Interesting.
UK, it's on free-to-air television.
Hmm.
It's on ITV, which is ITV 3 or 4, which is one of the free-to-air digital channels. It's on like Friday, so it's 2 days after it's aired, but it's the only wrestling that's on British TV.
Mm.
It's a trap match. If you want to watch it live, you have to pay for Triller, or I think it's Triller. I don't think we've ever on anything else. As for America, I don't know. On ours, we did a huge news thing a while back about where all these companies that are bits of the same company, and I don't understand it. I think they're quite happy with Warner Brothers, aren't they, at the moment? It seems to be doing all right.
I haven't heard anything that it's changing, but there's that rumor going around about Paramount trying to buy them. And that may be a problem.
Well, when TNA get their television contract, they'll be the second biggest company in the world.
That's what everybody's saying. It's what Santino said.
A man who's been out-gimmicked by an iguana man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I don't know if there is a great answer, Rob, in terms of what streamer here in the States. Chris says they're kind of locked into Max and are giving discounts. Yeah, it's true. $10 off if you get it on Max over here.
Yeah,
here's a good one.
Well expensive over there.
Yeah, they're pricey for sure.
I paid 25 quid here for All Out and Wrestle Dream in a package.
Oh, wow.
Which, yeah.
That equals out to about $25-$30 here, doesn't it?
Yeah, about $32,
like
$32, I'd say, something like that, yeah. Which is, when I looked at when they were talking about the pricing of it, I was like, damn, you pay a lot.
Oh, dude, it's always been that way. Maria's got a question about what are your thoughts on what Gail Kim said about Rio? What do you think, Joe? What do you think about all this?
I had to look up who Gail Kim was.
What? Shut up.
I don't know who Gail. I wasn't watching TNA back then.
Interesting.
And then I went, oh, right. Clinging to some relevancy, desperate for that Hall of Fame invite. Yeah, get in the bin. Like even when Kenny was like, all right, yeah, get it. And then she started having to go at Kenny, and I was like, that's Kenny Omega. Like, you know what I mean? And you're who? Sorry? Even your Wikipedia article's boring, and you clearly wrote it yourself. It's wrestling, right? I've watched a tiny, tiny man fight a giant, big, fat dude and win. And I went, that's believable. It's not. Because there's but it's wrestling. You suspend your disbelief, right? Yeah, Rio's a tiny, tiny woman. But it's speed and cunning over. I don't know whether, was Gail Kim a good wrestler? Anyone?
She was very good. She's considered one of the best. Honestly, she really is.
I genuinely have no idea because I hold my hands up. That's my ignorance. But I'm not going to go back and watch old wrestling when I've got stuff I haven't watched now.
Yeah, dude. She was solid. When WWE had brought her back, wait a minute. I don't want to get her confused with Mickie James. One of them got let go, and they gave her things in a trash bag.
That was
not
Mickie
a box.
James.
That was
Mickie James.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they brought her back, and then they fired her again, and I was like, "Come on."
I've got Kim's comments in front of me, and she's like, "I'm the biggest supporter." So when she said, "I did watch Rio, and nothing against her at all, because I'm the biggest supporter of all women who want to make it in this business." But brother, you should have just ended it right there. Just end.
Yeah,
But it's like saying
you can't do that. You can't. I'm not racist, but here's a big racist thing.
Yes. Hey, Joe. No offense,
We
but
said this the other week.
they're about to rip on you. That's it.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And look, if Riho is not your cup of tea, you could have just said Riho is not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's fine. FTR's not my cup of tea.
Right.
Wait and watch the women's 4-way match because that was great. That had big lasses in it. If that's your thing. Don't watch stuff that doesn't make you happy. We're only on this earth for a limited amount of time. Why would you waste that time doing something that makes you unhappy?
Exactly right.
Voluntarily.
Yes. Gail Kim is an absolute legend.
I'll take your word for it, Chris. Yeah,
Fernando says, "Do you guys have faith in the Macho Man biopic?"
Yeah, brother. It depends. If they whitewash over everything, then I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah.
But with the fact that they did the Iron Claw and like they did as much of it as they could do.
Mhm.
Because if they did everything, it would have been too depressing. The film.
Yes.
I've told you when I was in the cinema watching it, and the guy turned to me halfway through, sat next to me, and just went, "Blooming heck, what now?" I'm like, "This isn't even all of it, pal. Like,
Yeah.
there's a whole brother we've left out."
Yeah, we left out the other brother who did the same thing.
Yep.
Like he.
Man,
why?
I don't know. They've not cast anyone for it or anything yet. I think
No.
that's what's gonna be what makes it. Hopefully, it's not Timothy Chalamet.
It needs to be an actor we've never heard of who is
It
committed
needs
to
to be
getting
someone and who gets it.
yes, and gets his body right and gets the voice. That's what we need.
Not the voice, just gets Macho Man. Gets like
Yeah,
the mindset of Macho Man.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's what's going to make it. Like he was a interesting and problematic person, but
Sure. I mean, Fernando, and by the way, kids, we always assume, well, they're doing that. We don't know that, but like, I would hope that the family will be involved.
yes,
That whatever's left of his family will be involved in an executive producer role where they can sign off on it. And then if you don't like it, it's okay. But like if it's put in the hands of somebody who's trying to glorify him or run him down, I don't think either tactic's good. You know,
it needs to be balanced. Because
Yes.
he was everyone makes mistakes and blah blah, but I'd want it to be an actual true warts and all biopic and not like some either like you said like something bringing like denigrating him or some puff piece on it. Like it needs to be the truth.
yeah, I
And
agree.
whether that's interesting enough for a Hollywood film, I don't know. It should be because the man had a tremendously weird life.
Right?
Yeah.
Fernando, don't shoot me. I have still not watched Marvel's. Like, can you believe I still have not watched? And I'm the Marvel guy here. Like, I love Marvel stuff, man. We've been tackling some new shows. We started watching that new Ethan Hawke show, The Lowdown, or the
Nope.
Rundown. Is it the Rundown or the Lowdown?
No.
It just started. Ethan Hawke is great, and so he
Yeah,
plays
he's
this.
been away for a while, hasn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He plays this loser. It's fantastic, but there's like.
I'll put that on the
He's
list.
like conspiracy writer, and he's a big time loser, and there's weird stuff happening around him, and I think it's going to be a hit, man. I'm really into it. Well, kids, we've got an hour and a half. We're going to start our weekend here. We're going to allow Joe to start his. Joe, before we get out of here, let the kids know where they can find you on the internets.
You can find me on Dammit Vacant, on where you get podcasts from. And this week, we're doing the last ever episode of Hallmark of Greatness. After nearly 200 shows of it, we are calling it a day because we haven't covered a Hallmark film for a year and a bit. We found out the other day when I looked at the numbers. But don't worry, kids. We will be back in some form, doing something. I have big ideas in the pipeline. It's just me sitting down and actually bashing these things out. But there are videos on YouTube if you go and watch them. It gives some kind of clue as to what might be happening.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm all about
I've
it,
got
too.
really into just like doing my own conspiracy theories.
Nothing wrong with that.
And also on the Bear Mode with Tom and Jay and Big Tasty. And also, if you want to go back to Two Nations Under Ted Lasso podcast, which is very good. If you want 2-hour deep dives over a half-hour episode of Ted Lasso that pulls it apart to the minutiae of it in a fun and entertaining way, then go and listen to that because that is some of the best stuff I've ever done.
I'm sure I've said this here in other places too. I've been doing this show since 2014, and we're approaching episode 400. I am as proud of that TED show as anything I have ever done, honestly. Seriously. I think we did a bang-up job.
I don't think we missed a thing, to be
No,
honest.
that next season's going to be interesting.
Again, I just hope they don't whiff it. I just hope they stick to what made it what it was and not just Arrested Development it. You know what I mean?
I'm nervous.
I've genuinely, I don't know. It's one of them. We'll have to wait and see.
I heard Goldstein talking about it, and he was fine, but he was like, yeah, we said our goodbyes. We all cried. It was an amazing time. We were emotional. We were grieving at the same time, but we were also so happy with our work. And then it became, wait, all that's gone now. We're just going to do it again. So like even he made it sound like, yeah. So that worries me.
I will try and remain as positive as I can,
Mhm.
but I have the fear.
We made this point when we wrapped that show up was that, for all we know, we all watched that first episode and we're texting each other going, oh my God, that was effing great. I don't know. You know what I mean?
We don't. I have,
Yeah.
like I said, if they've got the same writing team and stuff, but you need to find that story. You need to find that heart. You need to find the what made the 3 seasons of Ted Lasso an absolute perfect show. Like,
Yeah.
Not a moment wasted. Not anything in there that wasn't meant to be in there. Like, to the bone, but beautiful. And if this is not that, it's never going to be as good.
It is an absolute perfect show. You said that.
It
right.
genuinely is. It's a perfect way to waste a weekend. It really is. I think I might do a rewatch actually at some point.
Oh, I would love to do that. I'm gonna have to do that before we cover that next season for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, happy birthday!
Yes, Marie, happy birthday to you. Husband's taking you to the arcade. That's awesome.
Oh, a thingy one. There's one near me. It's the biggest free arcade in Europe. 4 floors and a
wow.
big old all free to play. That's
I have
great.
memories. I have memories of going to the arcade as a kid and not being great at anything I played. I was never that kid. Like I tried.
But this is all free. So if you cack it, you're not, pumping quarters into it.
I spent a lot of my mom's money as a kid, my friend. What little she had, I spent on that she would allow me to. I would spend on video games and comic books and G.I. Joes and Transformers and Thundercats.
So the same as everyone else's child.
Yes. Joe, I appreciate you, man, very much. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's always fun.
All right, kids. There's Joe Higgens. If we will, folks, please go give him a follow. I might talk to him about this Hallmark thing. I did not know this. I feel out of the loop. I feel very out of the, you know what he's gonna say? You should have been listening to the show, Tom. It's not on me to tell you. He's not wrong, is he? I have listened to I think I've listened to more episodes of Dammit Vacant than I have the other, which is weird because every Christmas I go all out for the Hallmark movies. It's a thing in my home. Because we sit down knowing they're generally going to be crap. Not intentionally crap, but you know what I mean. But something weird happened. And it started 2 years ago. This is no lie. 2 years ago. We're watching our string of Hallmark movies and they're like, eh. And then all of a sudden, 10 minutes into one of them, we're on the couch and I'm like, this isn't bad. And she's like, yes, this isn't bad. And then we got 30 minutes in. I'm like, oh my God, this is not bad. And it was not bad. And then all of a sudden, we watched another one that wasn't bad. And I'm like, man, I think these guys figured out how to do this. It only took 25 years, but they figured out how to do it. All right, that's me actively campaigning for the Hallmark Channel. So there you go, kids. Got to get those folks to sponsor the show. Wouldn't that be great? Kids, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your business very much. We hope everybody has a great weekend out there. Do me a favor, be nice to each other. Go see some pro wrestling this weekend. We'll be talking about Wrestle Dream next week, I would imagine, and lots of other stuff too. We should be back here next week. And real quick, next week at 4 p.m. Eastern, don't miss us. And again, real quick before we sign off here today, kids, October 6th is going to be a big day for us on Boink Studios. The debut of Ray Sports and Slams at 6 p.m. Then we got the Patent Report on Thursday, October 9th. At 6 p.m. And then tomorrow we've got a special announcement about the 3rd new podcast hitting the Boink Studios podcast network. So we hope that you are tuned in and checking it out. And we hope that you're anxious because, buddy, I am. That's all we got, kids. Thanks so much for watching. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. And we appreciate your business, as we said before. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time, kids.